Good morning. We are almost at the end. I'm going to sit down. I got my coffee and breakfast number one for the day. I woke up and did not get an early start today, which is unusual. I'm usually up early. This morning I'm not. And it is what it is. So today is the 14th of August. And today we will graduate from Step 5B, which is a big deal. I'm eating eggs cooked in this chili oil that I get from the Chinese restaurant, Pays Pot Stickers, and it's delicious. So yesterday was, again, another day as they work on preparing their 5B. So they've had a couple of days to really work on that. And this is really the analysis part of the process. The whole first 5 steps up through 5A has been truth-telling, fact-finding. What did you feel? What actually happened? Like, what are the actual facts of the situation? What are the values expressed in the situation? What are the values that were not expressed in the situation? What it cost me, what I did to survive, and what that cost me too. And then they sit with that information. They sit with that information and really have a talk to themselves. If you lay the facts out on the table, and this were a situation or situations that happen, now that you have all the facts, how would you speak to yourself? What would you say to you that was loving, that was kind, that was compassionate? What's the wisdom you've gained from this situation? You've already paid for it. We've counted up how you've paid for it. We've counted up the losses. You've already paid for it. Now, what's the return? What's the return on the investment of energy you've already spent on these things that have created trauma for you? And that really is today's work. We'll meet at 10 o'clock this morning, Ecuador time, and we will do our final Sankofa circle. It's a celebration circle. It's a reflection circle. It's a time of us honoring the work of healing and honoring the value that we've gained from doing that work. It's a special time. So that's where we're headed to this morning. What did we do yesterday? I was up and out early. I was up cooking early. I had a dentist appointment. I had 2 dentist appointments. And Weta came and met me after my dentist appointment. They were like 8 something in the morning. And so she met up with me and went to go get the x-ray of my teeth. But then we went into town. San Francisco Plaza was our jump off spot. We went in town. There were some things she wanted to purchase. We had been to a place that was one of these little stores. But then you went in and it opens up and there's a whole back room and there's a whole upstairs with a whole back room to that. It went on and on and on, but the colors and the fibers and, just the beauty of it. Alpaca, llama, cashmere, wool, bright colors, brilliant colors. And so she was able to buy some things. And she made a last minute decision at the end to put something back in favor of something else. She put back a little purse. And she wanted something to put on her wall that reminded her of Ecuador and this experience. And as she went and paid for her things, the lady who we had determined, she's not the boss lady, but she's the daughter of the boss man. And as she paid and got her things backed up. We'd had a young lady that helped us the whole time. She stayed with us, carried the things. It was just really a lovely experience. And the lady comes back and she hands her this purse. It's an over-the-shoulder purse. Different one that she had picked, but this was one that the lady had picked out personally. And she gave it to her. It was the yappas. I was happy for her because I'm happy about those yappas. It's a kind gesture. Yappas is like an extra goodie that somebody gives you. And just the interaction. We told her this is her first trip in Ecuador, first trip to Cuenca. And it was just a thoughtful generosity of giving her this over-the-shoulder bag. And then we were hungry. I was hungry before we got started because I had eaten breakfast at like 4 o'clock in the morning. I was hungry. But we were in San Francisco Plaza, and there's a taco shop that one of my senior friends, Nikki's 80 years old. That doesn't matter. She's just my friend. But she happens to be 80 years old. And she hipped me to a little taco spot not far from her house. We were about a block away from this taco spot, maybe 2, depending on how we walked. We went the long way. We could have gone straight ahead, but we went down the other street. Anyway, didn't matter. We were close. So I said, I'm going to call her and see if she want to go have tacos. It was about noon. And so I called and she didn't answer. And so I sent her a message. We going to have tacos at your taco spot by your house. If you're home, if you want to go have tacos, holla. And we went on down the street looking at all the stuff, all the people around the market. I bought some goodies. A lady was selling some their corn and cheese and something wrapped up in like a leaf of some kind that's been steamed in, banana leaf or something. And there were 5 of them in a bag, and they were hot at that point, but I wasn't going to eat them there because I was going to tacos, but I got them for later. And it was 5 of them, like taquito size, maybe about 5 or 6 inches long, about as big as a quarter. And those are 50 cents. I put those in my purse. And we went on to tacos. And before our food could come, who walks in? She had messaged us, but I hadn't paid attention to the messages. She said she's on her way. And she came in, and we were able to have lunch with Nikki. And that was special. But she was talking about going to some shop and do some shopping. And I looked at Weeda, and Weeda looked at me. I said, Weeda, I had already had my first yawn. I got to go home. And I don't have enough energy to do the bus. We're going to take a car home. And we did. And that was an experience. I usually call my car service, but we would have had to wait for them to come from my side of town. I didn't want to wait. So we took a taxi. Well, it cost me more. Taxis, especially coming from that side of town, cost much more than the $5 car service fee to that area. And they were cutting down some of the eucalyptus trees. We've had rain, and so they've been proactively cutting down some of the trees that are over some of the roadways or power lines. And so traffic was stopped, and the meter still continues to go when that happens. But this particular gentleman wanted to demand an extra $1. And I was telling Weeda after I got out of the car that I just didn't, the energy of arguing over the $1, I was right. And I know how to handle those situations. Someone told me early on in my stay here, if you have a problem out of the taxi cabs, just get out and take a picture of their medallion, or pretend to take a picture of their medallion, because they don't want to be reported. And that has worked in some times where someone was trying to unfairly charge me excess of the meter. And I could have pushed the issue. I could have demanded my rights. And I made a choice not to. It wasn't worth $1 to demand my rights. I was right. I'm still right. But sometimes in life, you don't exercise your rights. Community. Personal care. It wasn't worth $1. I was tired. Our bags was heavy because we had gotten some coconuts. We chased some man down the street, didn't want to pay the price he had for the coconuts because I felt like he was charging me too much. And so we saved $1 and went down and got the coconuts off of the cart just on a whim. A man selling coconut water. Can we buy 2 coconuts for you? And they were collectively $1 cheaper than the man who was wholesaling them off the back of his truck. I think we ran up to him, and I think that was an experience where he was giving us American prices. And we came on home, and it was one of those situations where how much energy do I want to spend in being wronged? I didn't. We saved the dollar on that side, you got the dollar on this side, but I chose to not exercise my rights. And so even though trying to charge me unfairly goes against my value system, the cost of it was $1. That was the cost. Was I going to be upset? No. Yeah, I'm going to be upset. I don't like being taken advantage of. But how much? Am I going to be more upset than $1 worth? No. I'm going to pay the dollar and keep it moving. So we came in and lounged. I took a nap. I took an all-out nap. And when I got up, Wida had wanted to collect some flowers for whatever she's preparing for her 5B experience. And I told her I would be an accomplice. I would talk to Maria and see if, one, we could get the flowers out the window. Are there any that are close enough to my window? Because they grow on an awning right outside of my living room window. But there weren't any that were satisfactory, close enough to get. So we went down, and who was downstairs but Maria? Maria is the lady that actually, her hobby is these flowers that give me joy. And so with the best Spanish I could, I told her what I needed, what I wanted. Can I have some of your flowers? Can I have some of the flowers? Which ones? The ones I can reach, but I ain't got nothing to cut them with either. So I sent Wida upstairs. Maria said, hold on. Wait for me. Wait. And she goes in from somewhere, retrieves some clippers. And so by the time Wida comes down with the knife, we got it. The neighbor upstairs is looking at us, wondering what we're doing. And Maria, I think, is halfway kind of wondering what we're doing. But we get the flowers. And she shows us some other ones to maybe be able to interweave with what we have going on. So we get the flowers, and then my upstairs neighbor's husband's birthday was yesterday, and she wanted to walk around the corner to the chicken barbecue lady. She found another lady, not our regular barbecue spot, in the other direction, but it's in the other direction. And so we went and we got our $2 greasy brown bag. It was $2.25, but it's skewer with barbecue chicken and the little potatoes, boiled potatoes, and fried plantain. And I got a equivalent of a knee-high strawberry soda in a glass bottle with a straw. And all of that we were big spending at $2.75. So we all came home. So we had our walk there, our walk back. I had walked all earlier in the day around El Centro. And the ladies went upstairs. I ate my food, and I went and got back in the bed. That felt like a full day. So we didn't have any formal group. It's their own work time and refueling themselves with what they need, what they want to get out of this experience. And some of that includes some goodies from the store and some yappas. Funny thing, as we get ready to go, I see someone with the over the shoulder side saddle bag on, and it's that yappas bag that we have realized is very functional. I got 2 compartments, a zipper pocket for your coins or your bus cards or whatever, and another pocket that you could put a little something in. So she was putting her yappas to use. So we just kind of have done life at the intersections that it crisscrossed. Danielle didn't get to go with us. Danielle was working. Danielle had to work, but we didn't. So we were out playing like retired people. In town, having lunches with my friends, having tacos with my friends, and hanging out and doing life, getting my dental stuff done. And one of the ladies has done some dental stuff while she's been here, teeth cleaning and that kind of thing. And so it's just been a day. It was just a day of really their own personal reflection, and then just life, the life that can show up. So that's really where we're at. Today will be our 5B, and tomorrow will be our final wrap up, and Wida will head to the airport tomorrow so that she can make a flight Saturday morning. And then Danielle will be heading to Guayaquil on Saturday so she can head out early on Sunday morning. And it's almost over. We'll probably do a recap video, kind of a follow-up video of us and share some of that, and then I'll work, see if they'll let me do a follow-up maybe a month after they go home. I have time to really reacclimate into life with these new tools and see how that's working in their life. So that's where we are. I'm going to get up this morning and prepare for our ceremony today. We've got fruit. We've got some beautiful yellow watermelon and some papaya and some red watermelon and some pineapple. So I think I'll do a fruit platter for us for breakfast, and maybe I'll boil some eggs. Maybe I'll boil eggs. Maybe I'll make some hot chocolate. We've got some of that roasted cacao I took, and I don't know if I can make this visible. No, I can't. Yeah, I can, maybe. Yeah, you can kind of get a glimpse of it. But they're the seeds that have been roasted and then peeled. Like you kind of like you peel a peanut of sorts, the outer husk on it. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're almost at the end. The ladies are gonna be leaving. They're gonna be going down to the lower elevations. So when they get down there, they're probably going to feel a jolt of energy that their oxygen saturation will go up through the roof when they head back down to ground level, or more, closer to sea level. So it's almost over. This has been a journey. They have been sharing it with you. I hope you've been following them. If you haven't and want to go check out their social media and kind of go back and browse their journey, you can go to gangstagranniesglobal.com. If you'd like more information about healing together with us, the International Welcome Center here in Cuenca, Ecuador, you can go to globalundergroundrailroad.com. If you'd like to participate in our next scheduled healing vacation retreat, we've got the next healing vacation retreat that's a scheduled date happening in Kitale, Kenya, the Soul Safari Healing Vacation Retreat, and I'm super excited about that. Would love to have you come along. Good morning, Tracy. If you'd like to book a healing vacation retreat or healing intensive or any of our other training, reach out. There's information on the Global Underground Railroad website. Find out more about some of the other training opportunities. When we have space available, if there's space available, we do very limited short-term stays. You can stay as an unhosted guest, kind of like a co-living Airbnb, up to 4 weeks. That's our hard non-negotiable. Beyond that, to be in community and have it be sustainable, the healing commitment is important, and so that training is required. But then that opens up opportunities to come back at any time and stay with us at the alumni rate. If you've participated in our training right now, for those that come and do short-term stays up to 6 months, I think it's $516 is the rental cost per month if you've done the training. After 6 months, if individuals are interested in permanent residency here, I think that rate is like 200 and something a month. So it's very affordable. Cuenca is a very affordable community to live in. That's been one of the freedoms, economic freedom in a very different way that coming to Ecuador has given me. So that's been a joy. So you can check out more information about next season's programs, our Umbrella House program that provides for extended stays up to 6 months with the transition into permanent residency for those that choose to make Cuenca home. Let's see if I have anything else. You can check out the book, Revolution Must Come to Our House, Our Home, and some of the other books in the social text series from the websites. Part 4 of that book includes the training tools. There's some free resources on the nowastedtime.com. There's a whole playlist of free training resources. You can get the book, you can get a print copy, or you can download the digital version, and you can use the videos to kind of teach yourself the tools and begin using them. So we try not to hoard healing, that there's ways to be able to access the information We don't do the work of healing. You've got to do that on your own, but we try to present to you some additional tools for life, tools to be able to help you live life more sustainably. That's what I got. So stay tuned tomorrow. Later this morning, we will have our 5B celebration. So I'll be talking about it tomorrow. I'll be overflowing with joy, I'm sure. So stay tuned. Check out the ladies' social media. All of our Gangsta Grannies, our January cohort and our July to August cohort. And thanks for joining me and let me share my commentary every morning. It's helped me to just reflect in real time on what's been happening with the ladies and the growth and transformation. The Maya Angelou quote, "We delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but rarely do we admit the changes it has had to go through to achieve that beauty." And that is the reality of transformation. And so this time has let me honor the work of transformation, the work of healing. So stay tuned. Got one more morning to check in. And yeah, that's what I got. Oh, you're welcome, Tracy. Thanks for listening in and letting me share. This is kind of like suspended animation. Whosoever will find the video and may be encouraged to heal too and may choose to heal together. So I feel like it's been worth the energy of getting up, and I'm usually up, but getting on the internet. So thanks for letting me share. Have a great day. Live life fully today. Bye-bye.